Yeah, so I think we are expecting around 50, right? 50 up.
47.
Okay. We are 44 already.
47 or 48, I'm not too sure, Jenny, because the last time Kathy ma'am used to keep a track and she used to say 47 or 48, something like that.
Okay.
Hi, Suraya.
Hi everyone. Hi Sarita. Hi Jaini Miss. All set?
Hello. Yeah, set.
Hi.
Nervous but set.
No.
Nervous and you, Jenny, come on. Come
Yeah,
on.
pretty. I mean, I wasn't nervous up till now, but now my fingers are cold, so I'm nervous.
Huh?
Don't worry. It'll all be fine.
Yeah,
All the
because
best.
Yeah.
You are doing nice. Don't worry.
thank
Yeah. Jaini
But,
rocks.
you.
but what are you doing? The skin is shining, huh?
Good afternoon, Jenny.
Thank you. So teachers, welcome to the first in-house session. And like I had spoken to Khyati ma'am yesterday, she told me I was the opening batsman. So, I'm really scared because last year you all have done like really great workshops. I remember the games you all made everyone play and all the opening and the welcome and the thank yous. And I haven't planned in that manner at the moment. But I intend to begin with a prayer. So if we have Poonam Pandit ma'am with us, uh, I don't think Poonam Pandit ma'am is. So we can ask Suraya ma'am, if you could do a little prayer for us, we could begin with a nice prayer.
Since we all know Make Me a Channel of Your Peace, we'll all sing it together.
Good afternoon.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Everybody
sure.
knows Make Me a Channel. No?
Yes.
We'll join our hands first. Close our eyes. Make me a channel of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me bring your love. Where there is injury, your pardon, Lord. And where there's doubt, true faith in you. Oh, Master, grant that I may never see so much to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love with all my soul. Make me a channel of your peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Suraya ma'am.
Thank
That was
you.
lovely. So we do start our mornings with you all in the assembly. So definitely that was amazing to hear you live. So I'm going to start with the first slide. The topic that I am going to be doing is competency-based education. This is the new word, competency-based education. And we know every few years CBSE throws a new word at us and we learn that word, we understand that word, and we learn the new method and the new strategies. So I am sure, up till now, you all must have some vague idea, some understanding about competency-based education. So before we begin, I'd like to share your ideas with me. And so I'm going to share a Padlet link with you all. And I want you all to share with me your views. So I want you all to tell me 3 words or 3 ideas you all have regarding competency-based education. I want you to tell me 2 questions you all have, any 2 questions that you all have regarding competency-based education. And besides that, I want you to tell me 1 metaphor or 1 simile that you all have for competency-based education. Whatever, you can just share your ideas with me, and I'm just going to copy the link in the chat box. Please write your names at the top of the Padlet when you all begin. I have shared a Padlet link. I want you all to go to that Padlet and type out 3 words or 3 ideas about competency-based education that you have, 2 questions from your end, and any one metaphor or simile, just compare it to something. What do you think is competency-based education? As necessary as food. Yes, that's a very good comparison. Performance, not rote learning. Analogy, hands-on experience. Yes, Zainab, that's excellent. I like that you wrote your name there. Yes, Anu ma'am has written creative thinking, critical thinking. Yes, yes, yes. Whatever words, whatever your thoughts are, whatever your ideas are. Personalized learning. Yes, Shivna ma'am. Learning by doing. Yes. Is child-centered. Correct. Skill, knowledge, practical words, solution-based learning. Yes, Rushali. Holistic development, communication, collaboration, and coordination, mastery in specific skill. Efficiency, improvement, future readiness. Yes. That is so many ideas and they're all bang on. They're all absolutely correct. So that is exactly what competency-based education is focusing on. And the reason I am here today to bring this to you is because I had an opportunity to attend this CBSE project. So I would just like to share an overview of the project with you all. Just a minute. Yeah. Okay. Let me know if you can't hear me, if you can't hear the sound.
I'm delighted that the British Council, in partnership with the Central Board of Secondary Education, is working on competency-based education.
Rote learning has been a common practice in schools across India. A system defined by memorization. A system that focuses more on content-based learning.
We stand alongside the Indian government to bring the best of UK expertise and knowledge to support the implementation of the National Education Policy 2020 in schools across the country through this project.
छात्रों की शिक्षा कैसी हो उसके लिए अध्यापकों को और सशक्त समर्थ होना चाहिए। तो मैं ये समझता हूँ कि इन दोनों के बीच बेहतर तालमेल होगा। दोनों देश मिलकर के दुनिया को एक अभिनव प्रयोग के रूप में और आगे बढ़ा करके ले जा सकेंगे। ऐसे ये कहते हुए मैं मुझे दोनों को, काउंसिल को भी और CBSE को भी मुझे बधाई देनी है। मेरी शुभकामनाएं।
The new National Education Policy 2020 envisages a significant shift in the education ecosystem in India. It aims at preparing students for the 21st century and lays emphasis on competency-based education rather than an education which tests rote learning. CBSE has had a collaboration with the British Council and through it 3 agencies, Cambridge, NARIC and Alpha Plus, who are helping CBSE in attaining this objective.
With the visionary National Education Policy 2020, the focus has now shifted from content to competency. The new policy calls for a breakdown in artificial barriers between subjects and development of higher order thinking skills. It highlights the need for an assessment system that encourages real learning. Competency-based learning enables high-quality education in real-life context. It emphasizes on predefined competencies at each level of the student's learning journey and takes them beyond the confines of their textbook, linking their learning to life.
We've worked to ensure that the assessments which will be created assess both the higher order thinking skills, such as analysis and evaluation, and the recall and application of knowledge. We've taken good practice from a variety of sources and worked with CBSE experts to design a framework which will deliver valid assessment of these higher order skills and which will be well aligned to the learning outcomes set out in the NCERT curriculum.
To support competency-based education, British Council entered into a partnership with the Central Board of Secondary Education in March 2020 and launched the Competency-Based Education Project. As a part of this project, British Council and its knowledge partner Alpha Plus, in partnership with CBSE India, present the Competency-Based Assessment Framework. Designed in collaboration with UK experts, the assessment framework provides professional development to education system leaders, teachers, and examination designers.
Our role is to support master trainers and DSTAG mentors with the skills that they need to support teachers in the rollout of competency-based learning into the classroom. Our approach combines international expertise from the Faculty of Education, along with deep local knowledge from our Cambridge International team in India to help produce a bespoke program that is aligned with the CBSE curriculum.
Under the direction and guidance of CBSE, the project uses assessment as a driver and motivator of change in teaching quality in the classroom.
The unique feature of this project is its whole system approach that focuses on creating an enabling environment. It helps CBSE in change management. It teaches for the continuous professional development.
Overall, the Competency-Based Education Project provides mentorship support for the teachers, embeds new learning into classroom teaching practice, guides reading, English, maths, and science teachers of classes 6 to 10 to drive practical learning, strengthens the capacity of schools to create high-quality competency-based question papers.
The project team combined a document review with on-the-ground experience, meeting with students, teachers, and CBSE staff. We focus on Standard 10 for maths, science, and reading, comparing to well-established international education systems. The final report made a number of recommendations to enhance teaching, curriculum design, and, in particular, assessment.
The Competency-Based Education Project aims to bring about systemic change in teaching, learning, and assessment practices by 2024. The project will not only make a lasting impact on the education ecosystem, but will also help students realize their potential so that they can fully contribute to making the country and the world safe, sustainable, prosperous, and peaceful.
I thank all the UK knowledge partners and the teachers and education experts in both countries who've worked to make the project happen. I'm sure that it will make a positive contribution to enabling high-quality teaching to improve the learning experience and outcomes of all students in CBSE schools. British Council is committed to supporting India's education sector and its knowledge ambitions. We've been working in education for more than 70 years here, and this continuing rich and fruitful association brings benefit to both our countries.
So teachers, this was the overview of the project that CBSE has started with British Council. And I'm going to bring to you my learnings from that project. And it was a long project, so I can only push in as much as I can in a 1 hour. Okay, so I'm going to answer your questions. The first question you will have is, why is competency-based education being introduced? Why do we need to change? Well, because the students have changed. The learnings have to change too. The methods need to change too. since the early 1970s, there has been this drive, you know, that we need to change, we need to provide wider student experience. We understand that the education needs to change, okay? And it means that students are not only equipped with knowledge of school subjects, but they also develop a deep understanding and also the interconnectivity with different subjects. So in many cases, the students need to acquire skills so that they can use those skills, those disciplinary knowledge beyond school, and then they can apply it in the real world to solve problems. And because of this, you know, this was reinforced in the 2030 agenda for sustainable development by the United Nations, and the 17 development goals, which included global education development agenda as one of it. And the goal number 4 over there, it said that the students need to develop curiosity, imagination, resilience, and self-regulation. They will need to respect and appreciate the ideas, perspective, and values of others, need to cope with failure and rejection, and also move forward in the face of adversity. Their motivation will be more than getting a good job and high income. So they should also be getting motivated to take care about the planet, well-being of their family and friends, and taking care of their communities. So keeping this in mind, we as educators, we need to strive to bring our students up to date. We need to imbibe these qualities and these skills to the future learners. Okay, so rather than just acquiring the talent to simply read or reproduce the text, we need to now teach them how to apply this. The next question you all may have is, what is competency-based education? In a school setting, you can say CBE is only a system change. So you have to change your approach. We have to reshape what is being learned, where and when the learning takes place, and how the students will learn. And then we need to demonstrate this knowledge and skills. The next questions you all may have is, how is this competency-based education going to be introduced in India? And this is where I think all of you will agree, because if these CBSE people are telling us to change, we need support from them also. Can you tell me what kind of support we would require from CBSE if we want to bring this change and teach competencies to our students and not content?
Support in terms of training and material.
Yes. Okay. What else support would we need? Yes, we need training and material. At the moment, our students are only learning for assessments. We are only teaching them how to ace a test. What else should CBSE actually be doing? What should the country actually do to change this entire thing?
Change in the assessment pattern.
Yes, change in the assessment pattern. Yes, Sunita ma'am.
Train teachers how to implement, and that is also.
Yeah, training, and then material, textbook material, study material. Yes. So,
ma'am, we should actually, plan a curriculum in such a way that, more of practical experience is given to the children rather than rote learning and, textbook things.
Yes. So the curriculum also needs to change, because if the curriculum is less, I'm sure we all teachers can imbibe all these practical skills into it. So there are 3 methods that are happening in the country as of now. That is, they are changing policies, they are making these curriculum support materials, and they are changing the examination patterns. Like you are already aware, the examination pattern of standard 10 and 12 has changed. Of course, it is changed for the COVID scenario, but we all know that they have mentioned that this shall be a permanent change. So how are these changes being done? First and foremost, NEP 2020. We know the new NEP, at least I'm sure you all teachers attended that webinar. And one thing you must agree with me is it looked great on paper. What do you say, teachers?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it was great on papers only.
Yes, but I think the task of bringing it to life from paper is very much in our hands, because we are the teaching entity. We are the ones who are going to implement it. So the NEP 2020, they have changed the national education policy of the country, and it aims at a shift from rote memorization towards meeting the skill requirements of the 21st century. And for this, after changing the national education policy, now they went to NSERT. That is where our textbooks come from. That is where the curriculum is made. And now they, since 2017, they are developing these learning outcomes that are competency based, and they are also linked to the curricular expectation and the pedagogical process. And lastly, now this year, they have come to CBSE. And now CBSE has adopted those learning outcomes, and they have, which were developed by NSERT. And now they are making those corresponding changes in the examination and the assessment pattern. That means in the coming years, the assessment pattern is going to change. One of key learnings from my project was taking assessment for learning instead of learning. Right now, when you take a pen paper test, like the terminals that we will be, getting very soon, the half yearly exam, this is going to be off the learning that they have done in the term. But what if you make assessments as a part of the learning process? So assessment of learning, AFL, is what assessment for learning, the assessment that will help them to learn, is what they are wanting to introduce through this new setup. So very, very important question, because if you look at the word competency and you look at the 21st century skills, we have varied skills all across, but there are a certain set of skills that CBSE has adopted and decided that we are going to focus on. And these skills are critical thinking, higher order thinking skills, learning how to learn, solving problem, communicating ideas, and collaboration. Critical thinking is basically the objective analysis and evaluation of an issue to form a judgment. A higher order thinking skill is basically, going beyond the only observation or just learning the facts or memorization. These, in the Bloom's taxonomy, this falls in the upper part. Learning how to learn is when the student will take the responsibility for their own learning. They should own their learnings. That is when they learn how to learn. Solving problems would be something which is a mental process that will include discovering, analyzing, and then solving problem. First is they have to discover, they must realize that they have a problem. Then they can analyze the situation and then solve the problem. Communicating ideas is considered to be the biggest skill for leadership, because if you can't communicate correctly, you're going to be misunderstood all the time. And lastly, the process, the collaboration, which is a process of two or more people working together to complete a task or achieve a goal. So these are the competencies that we need to imbibe in our curriculum, in our teaching. Now, the biggest question, teachers, let me know if this is your question or not. How do we as teachers have to make this shift? What is the expectation out of you all? Is this the question in your head? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes? Anybody else, or is it only one person? Come on. Do you all think, you all want to know what is in store for you? What is the change you have to do? Okay, so you don't have to make any changes. Okay, because I have observed it in our school that we are already doing it. We just need to become more conscious about doing it. I have observed so many teachers using so many different methods to teach. And we make sure as teachers that our students are always included in the activities. But now we need to do it consciously. And when I say consciously, it means it should reflect in our lesson plans. It should reflect when you're planning your teaching lesson. You need to plan that you're going to be teaching this competency. You're going to teach them how to critically think, or you're going to teach them how to solve a problem. We are already doing all of this, but now we need to do it in a more conscious method. We don't need to do it as an extra activity. Now we need to do it as a part of our planning. Yes. So the entire idea of competency-based education is to change our teaching, to change how we are teaching. And students need to enjoy the process of learning. At the moment, our students don't enjoy the process of learning. And that is because most of our students are very passive learners. So the biggest task for us teachers, the biggest change that we need to bring is we need to change our lessons. We need to make sure that students move from being passive learners to active learners. We need to bring active learning into our classrooms. And active learning is a process where student learning is at the center. Okay, it focuses on how students are learning and not what they are learning. We need to change our focus from curriculum, completing portion, to the activities, or what we can do or how we can bring more life into that lesson. So this would also mean teacher talking time is very less compared to student talking time, which should increase. So this is competency-based education for y'all. I would like to stop, take a break, and y'all rejoin. We rejoin and we are going to talk about your methods, how y'all have been doing this already. And then I'm going to share a set of examples I have gathered, researched upon, that we can learn and implement in our classrooms. Yeah, so I'd like to take a break here, and please join back on the same link, because otherwise this will expire. I don't want an abrupt end. Yeah, teachers? Please join back.
Yes, miss.